Another part of rebuilding the basketball program at Wagner will involve rebuilding the confidence of the players already enrolled.
Kids that I coached at the high school level all had huge dreams and aspirations. You know, they aspired to be NBA players. They wanted to play at the Dukes, the Carolinas. You know, coming into Wagner, I think in April, when we got the job and going through the first couple practices, you know, the players were not motivated that way. You know, they were not, you know, they had lost maybe some passion. It's taken us a while to create that type of atmosphere and culture here. You know, but we've got that now. I see players that, you know, that we had in April who aren't sure about themselves. I could see them, you know, in the gym every day trying to get better, actually thinking that it's, you know, possible for them to have maybe a European pro career. And in recruiting, we want to recruit guys that want to play beyond Wagner. You know, they appreciate the education. They want to be part of winning teams. But I'm comfortable as a coach when I've got guys in the gym every day that I can drive and push and challenge to become great.
How does Wagner College differ from Duke in the basketball approach?
In terms of the level of talent, maybe the players may look at themselves as NBA guys down the line. I'm not sure that our whole roster is comprised of players like that. But what they have done is made an outstanding commitment here to working hard, getting an education, doing the right things, and wanting to win. And I've felt that way, you know, about our players, which has been satisfying for me to see that the commitment level is there. And in that regard, they're you know, very similar, you know, to Duke. I mean, obviously the talent's different, and maybe the conference and the level is different, but you know, I think the right approach is there.
Learning from the best. That's next on The Game 365. For Wagner College, the addition of both Dan and Bobby to the bench has added credibility to the men's basketball program and, as a result, raised expectations. Does that put more pressure on an organization or a team here at Wagner because of you guys coming in?
I noticed, you know, right away, just being in the gym with the guys returning, that the fact that Dan was hired immediately grabbed their attention, you know, and when they showed up and got in between the lines to work with Dan and I, that they really, you know, were focused, concentrating, ready to work, understanding that, you know, you're not going to pull the wool over his eyes. Like, he knows the game so well, like, you can't go out there and go through it, you know, half speed or something. You got to be ready to come out and give everything you have. And so from that standpoint, I think we got their attention right away.
And we have players' eyes all over the place here. Bobby obviously had, you know, one of the great careers in the history of college basketball. I played. Most of our staff has played. We know players' tricks. You know, we know when guys are, you know, try and take a part of a drill off. You know, so you got all these eyes on you, players' eyes. You know, and then it was humbling in the beginning. You know, the first individual workout that we did here, you know, that garbage can over there where there's a player throwing up in that one, 20 minutes in. 20 minutes in, we had a guy cramping up down at the other end. And then we had the third player who was in our group was down in that corner over there dribbling the ball off his feet. You know, and we've come a long way. You know, the kids have, you know, worked their tails off. You know, I think the fact that we've been able to, you know, deliver some wins has added to our credibility. You know, everything that we've asked them to do since April has paid off. You know, and I think that's, it really has inspired them. It's raised the bar.
High expectations are nothing new in the Hurley family. Both Dan and Bobby play basketball for their dad, Bob Hurley, who has won 23 state championships at St. Anthony High School in Jersey City. Did you guys bond and ever say something, you have to tell us what, bad about Dad after practice?
Yeah, it was, well, we knew it was difficult. My dad kind of went out of his way to show everyone else that there was going to be no favoritism. So, you know, he went after us pretty hard. At times, I do remember Dan, feeling, finding it amusing that my dad was driving me hard. There was a time when I was shooting shots in the gym and my dad was critiquing my shot, and I looked over at Dan and he was sort of laughing because I was taking it pretty good. So, there was a little bit of that, and there was also, like you said, a feeling that we were both in this together, and at times it wasn't going to be easy, but in the long run it was good for us.
Did you two ever, after practice, walking home because he wouldn't drive you home, say, can you believe he did that?
No doubt. And the same things are happening here at Wagner. I'm sure the kids walk out of the Spiro Center here and they can't believe what they just went through. I didn't understand it when I was playing. I understood it when I got into coaching. And I think that's how it is for most players. My dad was the most demanding coach I had ever played for. His demands for perfection, or as close to it as humanly possible. I think it rubbed off on me as a player, maybe to a fault, because I think I knew the game so well as a player at the college level. So I think it's funny. I think maybe playing for my dad might have, to a degree, hurt me as a player because I knew it too well, but was preparing me I think, to be a pretty good coach, because of the osmosis of learning the game.
With a Division I player and an NBA lottery pick on the sideline, some would consider the coaching staff at Wagner to be an all-star cast. But what if they could add another Hurley, a true coaching legend, to the bench? Could it ever happen someday? It could be Danny, Bobby, and your dad. I would like to tell them what to do.
Yeah, I mean, it would be great for me. I mean, I'm getting that, I'm getting great revenge on Bobby daily for those 11-0 shutouts that we were playing when I was really young. But Bobby's been great to work with. My dad, it'd be hard to tell a Hall of Fame coach, go get me that scouting report. I need you to work a little bit harder in recruiting right now. You need to pick it up. Obviously having my dad in an advisory role, coming and watching practice, giving you another set of eyes, on opponents, scouting, a role like that, he'd be absolutely outstanding. I don't know how effective of a recruiter he would be. I don't know how good he would be at kissing an 18-year-old's butt right now. It's an acquired skill, which it would probably be hard for him to develop at this late stage.
Molding them into men. That's next on the Game 365. Dan and Bobby Hurley now find themselves on the bench, but their true love of basketball began between the lines. What do you like the most, playing it or coaching?
I enjoy both, different parts of both. I love the practice, as a coach. I love building your game plan, fine-tuning, the things that you do in terms of your philosophy. I enjoy, the drilling and the individual instruction to help players get better. On game day, I would rather play. I feel, somewhat helpless on game day. I would like to put a uniform and play the day of the game. I wouldn't like to be in my practices during the week. But I would like to play for me during the game, especially for the way we approach game day.
We keep people talking about us now. Not talk about next year, and talk about us now. Let's go! Let's go! Now! Together with toughness. 1, 2, 3. Together with toughness. We do it now.
The Hurley name is synonymous with excellence on the court, but the brothers know that it's not all about wins and losses.
I've been prouder this year of what we did at St. John's, playing them tooth and nail and losing at the end of the game, as I was of any win I've had at St. Benedict's over the course of 9 years. So I think what I value in terms of winning and losing has changed, and it becomes more about the type of effort that the kids have got given us. So they maxing out their effort. Are they doing everything that they can do to prepare? Are they giving us their best? If they do that, wins and losses don't kind of feel the same.
What are your dreams and your goals now in basketball?
For me, it's I've had great satisfaction since I've been here and seeing all the work that the kids have put in the preseason program, all that we've asked them to do in practice, on the practice floor, and then to see it all come to fruition in terms of them experience great moments on the floor. We've had some great wins already where the kids, you could see the excitement in their eyes in what they're doing, and they're creating their own moments. And for me, that's what is special about what I've been doing here so far.
I never wanted to be a college coach. I never dreamt of being an NBA coach. I enjoy coaching, whether it's on the high school level, college level. I feel no different, when I walk on the court here and conduct a college practice or go to a college game. I enjoy the process. The headmaster at St. Benedict's asked me to give him 3 years at St. Benedict's, and I gave him 9. I just love coaching. I love competition. I love getting the most out of guys, teaching guys the work ethic that it takes to be successful, stuff that's going to carry over into their personal and professional lives, well beyond Wagner.